Okay, now I'm going to start to build the space to create the flower. So here, once I am on the last petal, after the 4 treble, I'm not going to chain 4, I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and you do a double crochet on the same stitch here on top of this treble to create a hole here. This hole will be my next flower. Okay, then I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do a treble. You know the antenna? Remember the antenna in between the flower? Kind of like a butterfly thing. Then I'm going to chain 1. And I'm going to do a treble again. So this is for this flower. And again, I'm going to create this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do a double crochet on top of this treble. You're going to chain 1 and you're going to do another double crochet into that same stitch. So it's going to look like this. So here you have 1 flower. Oh no, sorry. I should have only 3 flowers. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to have 4 flowers or 5. So from here, I'm going to jump to this, you know, the chain 4 that we have when we jump from this flower to the next flower. In the middle here, do a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. You do a double crochet here, chain 1 and another double crochet into that same stitch. Now why am I doing that? Because now we're supposed to have only 3 flowers on the other row. On this next row we only have 3 flowers. So this is 1 flower, this is the antenna for this flower, this is another flower which is in the middle here, that is on this chain 4, the one that we jump from this flower to the other flower. Then again you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to do a treble into this flower to create kind of like an antenna. Then you're going to chain 1 and again another treble crochet and then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do a double crochet on top of this treble crochet, chain 1 and another double crochet. Now in case you're scared you might go wrong, just take a look again. See, there's 1 flower here and there will be 2 here, but I should only have 3 on top. So in order to have 3 on top, you should have only 3 holes for the flower, which is 1, 2, 3. If I'm going to do on top here, which means I'm going to do 1 more here, so which means I will have like 4 or 5 flowers. And this antenna here in the middle, let it be, leave it there, just like this. This is just a connection between the flowers, and let it go. Let it go, just leave it, let it be. It looks natural. So I'm going to build this until I can sew it onto this length here. Then when you put this on your head, you will have a bandana at the back. You know, I'll concentrate on building the next flower. So here, again, this hole here, I'm going to build 2 flowers here and 2 flowers here. So it's going to go this way. And after that, I'm going to chain 4 and jump over to this part here, because this is the antenna. I'm not going to do anything here. I'm going to jump over here and make sure it faces the right spot. It should face this way. Why? Because the flower should go this way and this way. You won't get it wrong, because the minute you put your hook here and start to crochet, you will realize your petal is facing the wrong side. Okay, once you know that, then do it the other way. Okay, I'll show you the third row as well. So now, before I show you the third row, you just have a good look at this, how I built this, so that it's easier to see where is my next petal. Okay, I'll just show you one more row, and the rest is just repetition of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over twice, and you do treble crochet 4 times. Oops. This makes 1 petal. Now let's do another one. If you forgot how many flowers you're supposed to do in this row, just take a look at the previous row. There we have 2 petals. I'm gonna jump into the next double crochet here to do my next petal. One, two, three, one more. Okay, I have 4 petals here. Now jump over to this circle here, not this one. This is kind of like the antenna, so jump over here. One, two, three, 4. So I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to jump over to here, like this. See the flower here? I'm gonna go in like this. Then build another flower. This is one petal. Now I'm going to make another petal. Oops, let me do that again. It's kind of twisted. Pull this, make space. Jump to the opposite side and do a slip stitch and continue to build 2 more petals. Oh, sorry, it should be this side. You see, sometimes there are too many lines there. I have to be careful. It's this one. Oh, it's this one, not the other line. Now, in case you did on the wrong line like what I did just now, just flatten it on the table and take a look. Just flatten it on the table like this. Then you will see that actually it's this hole and not this hole. But just now I went over to this hole, so it's supposed to be this circle here. And the last one is this circle. These 2 lines here is like the antenna. So you just make sure each flower you have this kind of antenna thing, so you lay it flat, then you will know if you have made a mistake. So another 2 more. So you have 2 here, 3, now 1 more. Pull this a bit, make space. So you have 4. You can place it on the table and see if it's right. Then you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and jump right back to this hole here. Not this antenna. This antenna is joined to this flower. This hole here is right on top of this treble crochet. Once you got a hang of it, it's kind of easy. It's not very difficult, but it does take up some yarn. 4 here, so pull a bit. There, I did row 3. So you just count. Here you have 1 flower, here you have 2, here you have 3, so here you should have 4. Isn't that lovely? Since this is a bandana, so it's okay to have big holes like this. So I'm going to build this until the length here I can put it on here. So now maybe I need a few more rows. So you just continue to build this, and I'll come back to you once I have the length that I want, and I'll show you how I'm going to sew it on here. I've come to the length that I want. So this is 8 row, where I have 8 flowers on this last row. You started with 1 flower, then you have 2 on the next row, 3 on the 3rd row, 4 flowers on the 4th row, and so on. And so the last row I have 8 flowers because it's the 8th row. And I think it will fit my headband here. Gonna sew it onto the headband like this. If you think this is too short, you want it to be longer, maybe you can make another 1 or 2 rows, but I think this is just right. By the time I sew this here, it's just nice. Still have a bit of, you can actually make 1 more row. Let me see. Yeah, maybe 1 more row, I'm not sure. I think for me this is right because I do not want it to be, anyway, it's stretchable, so you can stretch it all the way here to sew it like this. So the last row here, oops, sorry baby. Okay, the last row here, because normally we would make a loop here to build another flower. So this is, since this is the last row, I'm not gonna make 1 loop here. So I'm just gonna chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do a treble inside here, just like the antenna for the butterfly. So it can actually be a flower or a butterfly. Then I just chain 1, and again treble crochet into this ring here, and I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to go to this connection line here, this chain 4 here. Normally I would make a double crochet, 2 double crochet here to make a loop to build another flower. So this time round I'm not gonna build any flower, so I'm just going to go to the middle part here and slip stitch. You can either slip stitch or you can just single crochet, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me, got tangled. Let me get that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again I'm going to make treble into this flower here. So there will be no more space for building another flower. So this is just a slip stitch. So here you will find a kind of a straight line, and this line, if you want, you can do a single crochet, 1 stretch before you sew it onto the headband, or you can just sew this straight away. Oh, sorry, you can sew this straight away. Means that when you sew, I'm going to sew this to this to this line here. So if you think that this line is kind of thin, you know, for the connection it's kind of thin, you can do 1 more row of single crochet all around before you do this. So I'll come back to you once I build this line all the way to the end here. And since I stopped here, I'm gonna cut the yarn this side. I'm gonna leave quite a bit of tail, and I'll use this tail to sew this part onto this headband. Let me get a pin or marker to pin it down and see whether which is the middle. You wouldn't want one side to have more or longer than the other side. Okay, I have marker here, and I find that it's just nice. I can reach the bottom here. So I'm gonna sew it like this, and which means I will have extra. I will add another marker here, just in case. So I should start from the very bottom here to add 1 marker here, so that when I sew, I know this is where I will be. Like this. Then you just get your needle and sew once on the flower and once on the, use this type of needle. You just sew once on the flower and once on the hairband, and you can come down this way, once on this and once on this, like this, and when you pull it will kind of like become one line. You won't be able to see, but first you just add some marker to make sure it goes to the right spot. If not, if you just sew like this, you might have extra in the end. Here you might have extra. So let me sew this and show you how this whole thing look like. Okay, I've sewn all around here. This is how it look like from the back. This is how it look like in the front. So this is my bandana with a twist. It's a bandana with a hairband. Maybe I should give it a name. I'm not sure. What should you call a bandana that has a hairband? So I hope you like this pattern. If you do not like the hairband, you can also change this, turn this into a bandana, which means here you just do 2 or 3 rows of single crochet all around, and you do 2 long strings here. You can tie it on your hair. But for those who do not want to tie, you think tying it on your hair is a hassle, then you can do this. So hope you like this. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. The subscribe button is at this corner over here, and I look forward to seeing you in my next post.